I started checking out some of the reviews and from some of the people that actually criticized Final Fantasy IX on the Switch because of those bugs. And I started noticing that like Final Fantasy VII on the Switch was actually getting really good reviews. Like it's actually a really good port. And I ended up picking it up. I actually went to go purchase it. I saw it was $15. I expected it to be like, I don't know, like $8 for some reason. So I put it off for another day. And then I kept thinking about it. And I was like, you know what? I got to do it. So, okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought someone was tagging me. So I bought it a couple days ago. I've been playing it a little bit here and there. I'm a couple hours in, and man, I don't know what it is. I played this game a billion times, but it's just a really good version. Like it's obviously it's HD, upscaled and everything like that. So the character models look real sleek and, not quite as fuzzy as if you were to play the PlayStation 3 port on the TV, because, that just looks muddy on your HD television. This actually is updated for that. It's a very, very similar. In fact, I think it's the same version basically that's on the PlayStation 4, but I don't know. There's something about playing it on the Switch. The idea of being able to take it off the dock, play it in my bed, put it back on the Switch, and like it doesn't have any real bugs. It looks really good. The text is like you can actually read it. It's legible. It's really sharp looking. It's a good time. Like I was just thinking about this last night when I was playing it. Like this is like, how cool would this have been when I was a kid? Because I used to spend so much time playing this game as a kid, and if I could have had the opportunity to take it portable with me, on the go and play it, like I didn't have a lunch break then, like I guess lunch at school. I didn't have a job then, but like take it with me on the road and be able to play it places other than just at my house. That would have been really, really cool. And the fact that it looks so good on the Switch is really, really cool. So I highly, highly recommend this version. It does have a slight, I can't tell if this is just me being overcritical, but like once in a blue moon, I'll notice a slight stutter when I get into a battle. And I almost don't want to say that because I can already hear people like just saying, oh, there we go, I'm not getting it. And it's like, it's so slight that I can't tell. I can't convince myself whether it was there on the PlayStation version or if this is like only the Switch version. I don't know, but everything else runs really, really great. It's honestly, I think, a really, really good version of this game. Obviously, I haven't beaten it on the Switch yet, so who knows? It might like take a crap like later in the game. I don't know, but it's getting really, really good reviews. People are saying like it's hard to say definitive because you could get the PC version with all the mods and everything like that, or the PS4 version is really, really good too. But for $15. Like this is a pretty good version of Final Fantasy VII. I would say that Square took its time, made sure there wasn't any bugs with it, which I mean isn't really anything to congratulate them for. That's something they should do, but unfortunately for Square, that's not something they always do. So this is a really, really good version of the game, and I would highly recommend it. It is $15, so to me, that's a little high for a game that's been out 20 years, especially since I already own it on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I own it on PC. So I feel kind of dumb. I've invested however, like over $100 in buying this game probably in my lifetime, but it's a really good game and it's on the Switch. It looks good. It plays good. So it's a really, really good version. So I highly recommend it. You said you just bought it, I guess, today?
Yeah, just 5 minutes ago.
All right.
It's downloading right now. I'm going to try it after. I'm probably going to try it probably sometime soon after the podcast. This version is the port of the PC version. Absolutely, it's a little bit of a weird deal. So there's the original PS1 Final Fantasy VII. Mm-hmm. That version has technically never been touched. Now, Eidos made a PC port of FF7 back in the 90s. and they basically had to like rebuild a lot of assets to make the PC version work. Because even then they didn't have as much to work with. They didn't exactly get a golden copy of FF7 to do their port. So they did everything the best they can, and they actually did a really good job. And this is the version that we've been getting ports and HD remastered. So it's like a port of a port.
Mm-hmm.
So it like you notice it mostly when you compare the original to the new one here, especially with the uh, PC port they added mounts to all of
Yeah.
them. So it's
Yeah.
kind of weird when Sephiroth has an O face when after doing you know who to a certain healer in the group, but
Sure.
um it is a port of that, and yeah, the HD remasters have been doing that, and while it's good, it has been kind of going with a little bit of the bugs. So if you're playing from the PS1 version to this, there are going to be some obvious small issues here and there. But from what other people have told me, that this is still a very legit port, especially if you're looking for a portable experience.
You know, like you can only do so much upscaling, right, on a PlayStation 4 to a game that's this old. And you know, it looks as good as it can on your gigantic television most people have now, compared to, you know, that 19-inch tube TV you probably played on as a kid, or even smaller. There's only so much they can do when they're blowing this thing up, right? But the fact that like you're playing it on a smaller HD screen, benefit of the controller in your hand on the Switch, because I know it's on mobile as well, mobile cell phone. Just on the smaller screen, it just looks really really good. So
The mobile version has issues that
yeah,
enough. I mean, it looks decent on the mobile,
uh-huh,
and it has like a emulator like gamepad for it.
sure.
The two big problems I had is it crashes frequently when you put it in sleep mode. So
That's
that's
some
very unfortunate
Yeah,
for a game that has save points and no autosave. Not an autosave that I'm aware of. And the this is even reported people with even nicer mobile devices is the world map runs sluggish, like super sluggish, like two like 2 to 5 frames per second sluggish.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Only in the
that's
world
just
map though.
that's yeah, but like you like dealing with like extremely low frame rates, and then also the fact that it's crashing, like that's just, I to me that's not, I can't play it that way. I guess if that was the only option, maybe I could play it that way, but to be honest, my first Android phone that I got, I think, was a Note 2, and I downloaded an emulator, a PlayStation emulator, onto that phone, and then I downloaded Final Fantasy 7 onto that phone, and I played it like that probably half the game. And it was kind of weird because uh you know, I'm doing it with like touchscreen controls and stuff like that. But you know, if it came down to like my only way to play it was on mobile phone, I would probably choose that option over something like buying it in the store. Not because I don't want to support them or anything like that. I've bought the game several times. It's just I, if the game's crashing and it has a frame rate of 2. What? No, I'm not playing that. Like that. Like that's just they're not releasing a good product. So, you know, it is what it is.